Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we'll be discussing the NFC title game between the Detroit Lions playing at the San Francisco 49ers. This will be played at 6:30. It's going to be on Fox, like all the NFC. The main NFC playoff games are, and AFC is always CBS. So, yeah, let's discuss it. So, this matchup here is based off last week's results, where the Lions beat the Bucks. That was a close matchup, very much a close matchup in my opinion. And a lot of people thought the Lions were going to walk in and blow them out. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was close the majority of the way through. The Bucks had a chance to win it, or at least tie the game and bring it to overtime. And then the Lions just made a really, really good play, and they won the game 31-23. But on the other hand, you have the San Francisco 49ers, which looked dominant throughout the entire year pretty much. They had a rough span at one point, but they bounced back and only lost. And you take away that little three-game losing streak, they only lost, that three-game losing streak of theirs, they only lost one game. That was against Baltimore. Baltimore is probably the best team in the NFL right now. And we've already discussed that matchup with them and the Chiefs. You want to check it out on my channel. But 49ers look kind of bad last week. They did not do good. They struggled heavily against the Packers team that they probably should be able to beat, and they didn't. They didn't perform. They did not easily win that game. That was a struggle to the very end that they probably should have lost, if we're being honest. They probably should have lost, but Andreas Carlson decided to miss a field goal, and Jordan Love decided to do his best Brett Favre impersonation and throw a crossbody into triple coverage. Just living the legacy, I guess. But this matchup here is obviously huge. It's decided to make a Super Bowl. But these teams are they're different in a lot of ways. Let's talk about the Lions. The Lions, they're good. We know this already. But Jared Goff has been very good in these playoffs. He's been very consistent. He's made the right throws. He's had very bad. He's not had many bad throws. He's had more very good throws than bad. That's a positive thing. The running game has been good. Jahmyr Gibbs has made a lot of big plays. He torched the Bucks defense that second half to a very high level, which is good to see. Which is very good to see if you're a Lions fan, because the Bucks are a good defense. So being able to see them get stopped, seeing them not be able to stop Jahmyr Gibbs is a nice thing to see. And you have David Montgomery, and yeah. Lions have some injuries, though. Main one, in my opinion, is Sam Laporta. You saw how those tight ends did very good against the Cowboys, the Packers, how they did mainly against the 49ers, against the Packers, tight ends did against the 49ers. That stuff's going to be important for the Lions to be able to do against the 49ers, because you saw already the Packers can do. That said, run the ball better. You need your best guys out there, and Sam Laporta is very good at that. He's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Then we have the skill position. Amon-Ra should have been a Pro Bowler. I think it was All Pro, but he has like 1,500 yards on the year. You got Sam Laporta we just mentioned. You have like Jameson Williams. You have Josh Reynolds. You have guys of that nature that can make a lot of great plays, and you gotta make them. You gotta make some big plays. You can't have any drops. The Lions, not much, but they've had some drops. Got to hold on to the ball when you do. It's on your hands. You got to make sure you make the plays. And just don't lose this game. You don't lose the game. That's the thing. There are some times you just compete very, very well and you end up losing. I think the Rams did that. It's not like the Rams just lost the game like off of horrible mistakes and hit themselves in the foot. No, they just played a good game. The Lions did too, and the Lions won. The Lions were a little bit better team. That's all. Just can't hurt yourself. Can't hurt yourself a lot. And this Lions team over the years have been very disciplined by Dan Campbell, one of the best coaches in the NFL. Defensive-wise, they're good. It's shown. Their coverage is pretty good. And you got Aiden Hutchinson in the defensive line that can get after any quarterback. He had a good game against the Rams, solid performance against the Bucks. He's had very good games. But they had struggles guarding Mike Evans. They had struggles guarding him. I know the 49ers don't have a specific guy like Mike Evans, but they do have big physical receivers like a Jawan Jennings. He's not as good as Mike Evans, of course, but him. And if Debo plays, that's 50-50. He's not going to be the best version of himself. So Jawan Jennings will get a good amount of action. You have George Kittle. You have guys of that nature that are bigger physical guys. So you got to work on covering that. Special teams, they're good in. They're pretty fine in for the Lions. They have some injuries. And they got to see how that's going to affect them. And it's on the road for the first time these playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Then you look on the other side, and we have the 49ers. You have Brock Purdy. Was an MVP candidate at one point, died down after his lack of performance against the Ravens, and now he's kind of finding a rhythm again. He had a very good game-winning drive against the Packers, made some great throws, and now you're in a situation of like, okay, this guy's really good. He's not anymore of just a dump down type of guy, and just let Debo make Ayuk, let McCaffrey make them plays. No, he can go deep. He can make those throws. And people are now starting to realize that. He's made some big throws before. He had some insane passes against the Jaguars. And I remember that game specifically had an amazing throw to George Kittle. And it's like, wow, this guy can really throw the ball well. And he got a lot of stuff thrown at him after his bad performance against the Ravens, which was a very bad performance. But he's bounced back very well. And it's going to be tough for the Lions to stop that because he's accurate too. He does give you a chance to make plays, though. That's the thing. He does give you a chance to make plays of your defense. 2 times, the Packers had the ball to hit him right here, and then the ball right here, and they dropped it both times. Got to make those plays if you're the Lions. Got to capitalize on those. That was just some of the reasons why the Packers lost, because they just didn't make the big plays when they had to defensively. They had some good plays defensively. They had some big stops. But you have those game-changing plays, you didn't make them. You got to work on that. If you're Purdy, cannot give them opportunities like that. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. He does everything. He could single-handedly win them this game if he had to. Lions did pretty good against the run. They did a good job they did a solid job against the Bucks last week and a solid job against the Rams before. So I'm interested to see how they're going against McCaffrey. McCaffrey is very, very good. Then you have the big question for the 49ers. Is Debo Samuel going to play? We got to see. We got to see if he does play, how good he actually is going to play. Because he's injured, and it's just common sense. Whenever you're injured, you're not going to play your best game. It's that simple. When someone says you're 50-50 to play in this league, you're hurt. You're hurt. And he went off the field twice. This one's off of a shoulder thing. That's a big injury because he's a very physical guy. So he will duck his head, lower the shoulder, and try to make a play out of it. And if he can't do that to the full level, then his main thing is not going to be able to be used, which is his physicality. But you have guys like Jawan Jennings, I mentioned earlier, that are very good at going and making those plays. Not quite like Debo, though, but still good plays. But Kittle, that'll be interesting to see. Ayuk, I don't think they used him a whole lot against the Packers. I've been used a solid amount. Not a whole lot. We'll see how much use he can get here. This line's good. Just gotta don't make any big mistakes if you're Purdy. And then the defense, Jordan Love did very good against them. Outside that one bad throw, he was good against this defense. They got to get pressure. You got to get pressure against this Lions team. The Lions have a good offensive line. They have a really good one. So that'll be tough for them to do. And got to cover well. Got to really, really cover well because receivers were just getting open. A lot of motions here and there. All that stuff. We're getting them open. And the running backs got wide open. Aaron Jones had some big plays. If Aaron Jones can make those, Jahmyr Gibbs can definitely make them. And once you get comfortable with that, David Montgomery will be able to run through you. So you got to watch out for that. 49ers, they are very good defensively, though. Adjustments. When they need a stop, they can get them. When you need a play, they can make them. And whenever the ball's in their hands, they make a play. Whenever the ball's in the air and they have a chance to make a play, they will make the play. Dre Greenlaw had 2 interceptions against the Packers last week. One of them sealed the game. The other one, I think, led to them getting 3 points, and they won by 3. So, correlates very well right there. Some of these plays, at the moment, don't look huge, but at the end of the game, they're the reasons why you win. Stuff like that. So they have a good kicker, Jake Moody. He's a pretty good kicker. So yeah, he was great. He was very good at Michigan. Not just good. He was very, very good. So those are how they play. Those are the matchups for the 49ers and the matchups for the Lions. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be definitely a close one. Close one. I remember talking about the Ravens and Chiefs when I mentioned that I believe this game was going to be close. That game was going to be close too. And for this one, the difference is you could argue it could be 100% the home field. The home field is going to be huge. The 49ers have been here before. They know what it's like on the road. At home in an NFC title game. They also know what it's like on the road in an NFC title game. The Lions haven't been in one in 32 years. I don't think. Jared Goff's been in some big, huge title games before, but he probably should have lost the Saints one, the one he had against the Saints. So you can take that as you want. In San Francisco, I don't know how the Lions are going to stop Christian McCaffrey. That's a big thing. And even how good the Packers played against them, they couldn't stop McCaffrey. And that was a big thing. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop McCaffrey. And if you can slow him up, that's huge. And if Purdy does not hurt himself, like he was trying to do against the Packers, they just couldn't capitalize on them. It's tough for me not to pick the 49ers. So I got the score being 28-24. Give me the 49ers. I think just the play of McCaffrey will be a little bit too much. And I think that being at home will make a huge difference in this game. I think being at home made a difference in that game against the Packers. I think it was in Green Bay. Andrews Carlson probably makes that kick. Not this time. So it's interesting what happens here. And yeah, I'm intrigued though. This matchup is going to be fun to watch. I want the Lions to win, but I'm going with the 49ers. So yeah, give in the comments your own opinion about this and everything you want to say it. I'll read them and all that. So yeah, hope you have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.